and I am joined with Indy Pro wrestler Thunderkitty. Hello, you're on the air.
Yes, that's me.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, I hear you just fine.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for being on the show this evening.
No problem.
So, how did you got into the wrestling business?
I grew up watching like WWF. Lost interest in it for a while. Started watching it again in high school. WCW before they went away, and then I moved out to California when I was 18 years old, and probably I landed at a job at a comic shop, and I worked there for a few years, and it turned out one of my customers was actually a wrestler, and I didn't know this, and like he came in the shop one day and was like, "Hey, can I leave these flyers here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I looked and I was like, "What is this? Where is this?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm a wrestler. You know, this is a show I'm wrestling on. You should come check it out." So I went and I was watching and I was like, "Hey, I can do this." Like and it just opened like a whole door for me. I started going to like every wrestling show that I could find locally. I would take pictures. I started looking for stuff online. I started getting tapes from people to watch. The only thing was I just didn't know how to like get into it formally until I found out about a school that opened through friends of mine, and then that's when I started training. I actually started training in 2008, January of '08.
All right, and my next question is, you know how wrestlers and entertainers have meanings behind their names? What made
Yeah,
you name yourself Thunderkitty?
I get asked that a lot, actually. Honestly, like I kind of when I first started, I had an idea of what I wanted to do, but you know, I was still kind of developing it in my mind, and I really didn't want to have just like a generic girl's name. No, I mean, no offense to, but I couldn't think of what to call myself, and it kind of popped into my head one day, and I ran with it. And plus, it's I mean, with my gimmick and everything, I really feel like it fits because that's kind of like an older term for a woman too, you know, like, so that's kind of where the name came from, and it's catchy. It's hard for people to forget, so it works.
When it comes to your attire, you got that old school feel to it. You know, wrestlers like that wear what you wear right now. You know, back in the 1980s and stuff. You know, while other female wrestlers kind of go with what's going on today. What made you decide to go with that attire that kind of takes it back to the 1980s?
Well, my inspiration for my attire actually comes from like the 50s and 60s female wrestling. And I mean, in the 80s too, they wore a lot of that stuff probably up until the 80s. But I kind of felt like I couldn't really relate to like what's on TV right now. And I've always my gimmick is basically just an extension of myself, and I've always really felt that I'm out of time a little bit. Like I identify with things that are older. I grew up on old music. You know, I love old things, and I love to watch like Golden Age women's wrestling. And when I was trying to think like what I wanted to do, I was like, this would be perfect. No other girls doing it. You know, it would pay homage to all the women that kind of paved the way for things, and as far as my body type and everything else like that, like I really felt like I could pull it off, and people are responding to it really well, so that makes me feel good.
You know what I like about you, Thunderkitty, is that you're a true student of the game. You taking it back. You giving up people a trip down memory lane, and you mix it up to who you are as a person. And I've been a huge fan of yours for several years, and I gotta say you're one of my favorite female wrestlers that's out there right now, and uh, and I'm happy to see people like you, pay homage, take a look back, just reflect, not just focus on the wrestling that was around you was born, but you look back further than that. So that just comes to show you that you're a true student of the game, and I give you a lot of props on that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And do you have any upcoming matches and shows you'll be a part of?
I do, actually. I will be in Shelbyville this Saturday, Shelbyville, Indiana. Um, Let me grab the name of the promotion real quick.
Okay.
Well, Shelbyville, and then next Friday I will actually be in Chicago, Illinois for Resistance Pro Wrestling. I like working for them a lot. They're a lot of fun to work for. And then the week after that, August 4th, I will actually be debuting for AIW, which is their Girls Night Out show. It's an all-female show. And that's what I have coming up at the moment. So I'm looking forward to all of that stuff. It should be a lot of fun.
For those who just joining us, you're listening to Triple Threat Wrestling Radio. I am joined with my second guest of the evening, Indy Pro wrestler Thunderkitty. You're not that far from Illinois, which I believe happens to be the home of Shimmer, one of the biggest women wrestling shows of the calendar year. Is that something that you would consider doing?
Oh, absolutely. That is actually a really, really big goal of mine to work for them sometime. I just sent in my resume and some video and stuff to them to try to get my foot in the door, like on their pre-show. So I'm hoping they take a look at it and like what they see. So we'll see. But yeah, working for them is an absolute goal of mine. They have so much talent there. They have women from all over the country, all over the world, and I really feel like they're top-notch.
Who has been your favorite opponents that you'd like to be in the ring against?
My favorite opponents that I've worked with so far, let's see. I would have to say my very favorite opponent would be New York Knockout. She wrestles out of L.A. I've wrestled her numerous times. She's a tough girl. She's also been in the business probably for about 12 years. And when I was first getting started, like it was real rough for me, like with other girls. And then, she kind of just like pulled me aside and pulled me under her wing a little bit and was like, look, I dealt with all of the same stuff you're dealing with. And she started working with me, and she helped me a lot in the ring and out of the ring. So she's probably my favorite opponent. And then another favorite opponent of mine would be Amanda, if you're familiar with her. She also wrestles out of California. Bloodthirsty Vixen, Amanda. And then we've had some real good matches together. We actually did a hardcore match together one time too.
Oh, I seen
that. Was
that.
A while. And then out here, I think so far I've wrestled. I'm still meeting a lot of girls from this area, but so far I've actually had a couple of really good matches with a girl named Cameron Starr that's also here in Indianapolis. I've wrestled her a few times since I've been out here, and I really like working with her too. And I'm looking forward to working with anyone that I haven't worked with yet.
That kind of leads to my next question, but before I get into that, I'm definitely familiar with Bloodthirsty Vixen Amanda. I actually interviewed her just last year. Very, very cool person. Just to hear her story and how she came about and breaking barriers, and just to see what Amanda has done so far it's been great. And I wish her nothing but more success. If people don't know, Google her, Bloodthirsty Vixen Amanda, just to see the story of how she came into this business.
She's definitely a character.
Oh yeah.
And a tough broad too. So.
oh, no doubt about that. I've seen the matches with you. I've seen the match with Mickey Lee Knuckles. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I like wrestling women like that. You know, that's the reason why like New York Knockout and I have good matches together. It's the reason why Amanda and I would have good matches together, because they, you know, they're tough. They bring it, and I love working with women like that. You know.
Now my next to last question is, go ahead and promote your links, Facebook, Twitter, how people can get in touch with you.
Okay, I'm actually on Twitter. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm Thunderkitty82. That's one word. And then I have a regular website that's www.thunderkitty.webs.com. And then if you just look up Thunderkitty on Facebook, I have a page there too.
All right, everybody be on the lookout for Thunderkitty. She, like I said, is a student of the game. She has a bright future. And you know what, Thunderkitty, I'd like to interview you again in the near future. It was great talking to you. Before I let you go, I ask all guests to do this. It's like a station ID. It's like a voice drop. All you have to do is say your name. And right after you say your name, you say you are listening to Triple Threat Wrestling Radio.
This is Thunderkitty, and you're listening to Triple Threat Wrestling Radio.
Thank you so much for your time, Thunderkitty. Best of success goes out to you. Do you have any final words and shout-outs?
Nope. Everybody I know, they know I love them. And actually, I want to shout out to my fans. There's a lot of people lately that have been pushing to get me on shows, like on Twitter and stuff like that. I actually really appreciate that. To those people that have been doing it, and then all of my friends and stuff, they know who they are. I love you guys.
Well, all I know for sure is that we could sure need some Thunderkitty out here in the bluegrass state of Kentucky. So, I don't know, OVW or anyone, book Thunderkitty to Kentucky, please. Let's make it happen.
All right.
I'm just putting it out there. Thank you for your time, Thunderkitty. You have a good night.
You too. Thank you for having me.
You have a good night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That was my second guest of the evening, Thunderkitty.